Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Unidentified anomalous.
Unidentified.
Anyway.
Anomalous.
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 Unidentified anonym.
We're heading into deep waters, I see.
Have you ever bought a device on a Black Friday or Cyber Monday deal and realised it's a bit cheap feeling? Well, there's a reason for that, which we've discovered. Hello and welcome back to the Cyber News Weekly podcast. I'm Neve Ansel, and this week I'm joined with my colleagues Ginteris Radauskas and Yurikita Lapanita.
Hello.
Hello. Guys, so Black Friday, Cyber Monday, it's coming up. It's next week and the week after. Are you planning to buy anything?
No.
No? You're not?
I don't like shopping.
Oh, I buy stuff all the time.
But what are you going to buy specifically?
Probably nothing. Usually I'm trying to avoid buying stuff on Black Friday and Cyber Monday because I know there's a lot of, manipulation of prices. So I know that the prices usually they do went up in many of online marketplaces before the Black Friday, right? And even though there's some system, especially in Europe, where you can see like the lowest price for the last 30 days, it depends from marketplace to marketplace. And I'm really afraid to be like scammed, not scammed per se, but kind of,
cheated out of your money.
Get too excited about something being, 60% off when, it's all that stuff costs, right? So
yeah. So I'm going to buy a Garmin because I got into running. And I was looking into Black Friday and Cyber Monday and what it actually kind of means and whether it's, a good deal. And now I'm thinking otherwise. I shouldn't buy a Garmin on a Black Friday deal because
it might not actually be a Garmin.
Aha! It might not actually be a Garmin.
It might be a Garmin, but it might be like especially for the Black Friday kind of manufactured Garmin.
have you checked the discounts for Garmin during Black Friday?
I have. They don't seem that much cheaper either then.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And I think you are safe here, and usually you could get some smartwatches on discount, like 20% or 15%, like throughout the year. And on the originally manufactured devices, you won't see 50 or 60% off, right? You won't get an Apple MacBook Air, right, for like 50% off. Like the best they could do probably would be 20% or so. If you see too big of a discount, then kind of be cautious about it. There's something off with that.
Yeah, and I've heard that presumably before Black Friday, they hike the prices up. Some retailers will allegedly hike the prices up.
Not allegedly. That's true. That's proven.
They teach it at schools. At schools for like business management.
You got taught that at school?
No, not at schools. But,
right,
I mean, if you're like in a
marketers know how. It's like in the guidelines probably.
So you hike the price up
artificially.
So that when you decrease it, it seems like you're saving more money than you actually are.
Yeah, because it's
never sold at that price.
If it's hiked artificially, like a few months before the supposed deal days, and then it gets reduced, but it gets reduced to its original price, really. So
yeah.
So I mean, the retailer and the manufacturer are not losing anything, profit margin wise, and you make a fool of yourself, I guess.
Yeah,
but then again, you don't because
device.
you only pay the real, price. So you feel better maybe because you think that you have found a good deal.
See, this is why I think it's a scam. It feels like a con.
It's a deceptive marketing operation.
Feels like a con to me. And you buy a load of tech, so people will. Isn't that one of the main kind of groups of things that people buy
I
on
think
Black
like
Fridays?
around 50% of the stuff that people buy during Black Friday and Cyber Monday is actually electronic goods.
Yeah, because they're expensive, right?
Yes.
And people think that, oh, okay, I'm going to get a really good deal. And we're here to tell you that you're not. So
yeah, and then there's also the issue of not only retailers hiking up the prices before and then reducing them supposedly. But some companies, major ones at that, like Walmart, for instance, they are known to have these agreements with manufacturers, asking them to like specifically, make something of the same brand, but maybe with lower characteristics for the Black Friday Cyber Monday deals. And then you say you buy a Sharp TV or a Samsung TV of one kind or another, and it seems cheaper, like 50 or 40%, but it's got less pixels on the screen. It's less powerful. It's whatever. So. But basically the idea for the manufacturers, the hope for them is that consumers will be in the hype of this shopping rush, because the deals are limited, and you have to kind of make your decision very fast, and they'll just click buy and then buy it.
Yeah.
Whereas you have to be, unless you have a load of cash, of course. But if you're counting your money, you have to be strategic about your purchases and read the small print, because if you don't, you will not be even able to complain, I guess, because you didn't read a small print, and it's not the same model, so what are you complaining about?
I don't know if I think people could still complain.
Yeah,
because
of course,
they're being deceived into believing that they're buying something of the same caliber.
They're not deceived. I mean,
they're pressured into buying.
Nobody can punish you for
Well,
pressure.
you can complain all you want, of course. That's quite normal.
Yeah.
But that's like, having two Toyota Prius cars, let's say, of the same year, like same model, same color, right? Like brand new cars. One could cost like $30,000, another could cost like $50,000, right? So you kind of have to take into consideration what's under the hood, right? So that would be like in Walmart, let's say, like two TVs, right? The same brand, same model, same year, but then you have to go into that fine print and read, what is different. And especially if you are like looking to buy a more expensive electronic goods, you need to kind of check before the price. You kind of need to track the price of that TV for like, let's say, weeks or months, and then what you are specifically looking for. And maybe those, like cheaper materials or, less pixels, whatnot, maybe you are good with that, right? Maybe that's still
maybe you don't
deal.
notice because you think it's just
maybe
the
you don't
same
even
thing.
need. But the problem is that many people report online that, the stuff that they buy during Black Friday and Cyber Monday, they break way faster, right? So they
until
like,
next Black Friday, really.
or like
To the next deal, which with I was reading something that was saying that there were cheaper deals before Black Friday actually came out, and it was more expensive to buy on Black Friday.
Well, that's an anomaly these days, I guess.
But I've also reported on that in the past when I was still working with business news. Now it's like more regulated, and companies and marketers can be fined for that. Obviously, if someone complains, so you need to complain to see maybe there's the grain of truth in what you're complaining about, right? But it's just the psychology, whenever we see something off, we think that that's a good deal. Or, as we were in Turkey, right, and you would see a lot of fakes of, let's say, like Prada jacket, right? You wouldn't buy Prada jacket for like $10, but if in a place next door they are selling the same shit for like 200 or 500, then you would consider, because you attach value to money, not to the actual thing, right? So that's like really psychological game here. And you kind of need to be tech savvy and very cautious about shopping during those days. There are definitely a lot of good deals online, but you kind of need to know what you're doing there and what you're looking. And do you, like, I think the majority, well, not the majority, but a lot of people buy because they are caught off guard, right? They're just like, oh, that's a good deal, I buy. Yeah, like, and then you end up with a device that isn't really working for that long.
And
like,
you probably
did I
don't
even
want
need that?
Yeah.
price trackers are great, and of course, like you said, they're not available for every retailer or a marketplace. Like Amazon is probably the greatest villain here in terms of artificially hiking prices, especially because you have to always check whether you're buying an original product from an original seller, or is it somehow sold by intermediaries or something. And my personal advice, I think, if I remember correctly, is I have bought, I think, something tech device wise in the past during these weeks of sales in end of November, but I would probably look into let's say a wireless company is offering you a discount, a fat discount on like yearly plan, right? So this is has nothing to do with the quality and characteristics. If they're offering you to have like unlimited whatever calls, messages, and data for like $20 instead of $40, I'll take it because that is a deal.
Same with the gym.
Then again, you have to also check the fine print, because it might say that after a year it goes up to 50. It usually doesn't, but so I don't know. I mean, I just wanted to react a bit to you constantly calling this a scam or a con, because I think people are on average they're quite naive and hopeful to always get deals when there are actually no deals. And I mean, sometimes a deal sticker is enough, like Jurgita says. Basically, you leave the price the same, you just stick a sticker on it, and then people will think, oh yeah, it's a deal, so maybe I'll take it.
That's the psychology of it.
That's the psychology,
and they know what they're doing. It's manipulation.
Yeah, but again, it is probably manipulative, and the Federal Trade Commission might have actually even said something about that. And actually they did. We wrote about it. But at the same time, they're not stealing your money. You choose to make a fool of yourself and believe the smoke and mirror stuff yourself.
Okay.
Don't you? Right?
I challenge you then. What about social media algorithms? This is going a bit off base, but you agree. You consent. You agree to.
I'm not prepared for this.
you agree to go on these apps, right? And then you get sucked into the algorithm. I think you believe that these things should be regulated, and that's manipulative. I think that they're the same thing.
But they are regulated.
They are regulated.
That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. But you still, they can make the environment more fair to the consumer, and there are some regulations regulating that they cannot deceive you or whatnot. But then again, this is the very thin line, I guess, and this is not. This is manipulative, but it's not.
Well, they can't outright lie to you, I guess. Okay, so if they're saying that, this is, for example, I was reading something saying that someone was looking at like a Windows laptop that was really, really discounted, and then you look at the manufacturing details and you realize that the RAM's really shit, or it's got no memory or something like that. But you're deceived into thinking that is a legit
You're not
product.
deceived into anything, because you have to check the details yourself. The manufacturer or retailer doesn't have to provide like pricing history for you. They don't have to do it. You have to find that yourself.
Also,
and price tracker websites are there for it.
Price is not what something is valued at, right? Price is something that you agree to pay for something, right? This is totally social concept. It has nothing to do with real physical world. So if you are okay, to buy Garmin for 500 euros, you pay 500. If you are not okay, you find something for an alternative for 200, and then you kind of have to make your peace. That. There might be, it might be not as good. Or, a manufacturer will see that no one is buying it at $500, so we'll make a deal for 300, then people will buy, right? That's just something we agree on. It doesn't, take that much money to manufacture the device. It's just that, that's common agreement, and we need to, marketers, they know the rules. So should we, understand, what are we looking for when we are trying to buy something.
And also, I mean, if consumers were more attentive to detail, I think retailers and manufacturers might also curb their reflationary instincts as well, because they want as large profit margins as can be, and if consumers were more attentive, they might actually refuse to pay this and that price for this and that product, and then prices would probably go down naturally.
Yeah, but that's not gonna happen. That's the problem, and that's what scammers are also exploiting. Those like urgency of those deals, and here too, like you have like only Black Friday, only Cyber Monday, and scammers do that. They will now send you messages pretending to be from DHL or elsewhere, saying that, oh, your TV or something just arrived, you just need to log into this platform and claim. And that's how marketing is as well. It's like, oh, you have only 24 hours, or like 10 other people are looking at this TV at the same time, right? And like
it feels like it almost forces
and
you
it's
to buy it.
the items are limited, and then you kind of they are kind of rushing you into the decision as well, and so are scammers, and that's the problem. You can't really make an informed decision. You don't have time, because then maybe on like a bigger purchase you would want to consult someone, right, or like to check other options, but then you are somewhere at work and you can't call your partner, they're busy, and then it's like, oh, it, I buy.
Yeah.
The impulse thing is really important in this. But I've actually noticed that the Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals are usually available for like a week before.
Well, yeah,
2
they've
weeks before. It's
started
even now.
now. Yeah, they've
I've
started
seen
now.
it for a few years. I mean, mid-November, you could actually see those like banners online, like this is a Cyber Monday deal, buy it. And then maybe it gets even cheaper on the actual Cyber Monday. I don't know, but
Well, I think that's what people think. Like, for example, I was saying to my partner, I want to buy a Garmin. Maybe it will be cheaper in Black Friday. And then I started doing a bit of research and realized the price probably isn't going to change. So,
yeah, but that's where we started with this. Garmin is a company that cares about its reputation, I think, too much to play these games and manipulative tricks and all that. So you're safe, I think.
Yes, nice.
Yeah, the price will stay pretty much.
I mean,
the same.
even though like I said, I think we have to pay attention to the idea of buying from an original supplier or seller.
Yeah.
Apple, or Samsung deals. I would trust Samsung deal if I bought straight from Samsung store. But I would double check or triple check it if it was somewhere on Amazon or whatever.
I think also buying name brand products is your best bet, because I was looking on which is like a consumer regulatory organization or whatnot. And whatnot. And they were saying that all of the dud products, like there was like this unnamed brand kettle and like toaster, and these things just don't work. There was a smartwatch and a sound bar, and it's just all of these names I didn't recognize, and they basically didn't do their function. So it's better to stick with the name brands.
That's for sure, but also, you, as Ginter said, you also need to know where you are buying from. If you are buying, Apple from some kettle store, that might not be Apple, right? They might just be exploiting their name. Yeah, might be a pair or just
Pearphone.
Doing homework, being strategic, and in this frenzy of consumer economics, I guess it's important for me at least, to buy only what I need and what I maybe really, really, really want or have wanted for a long time.
So we can trust manufacturers more, right? So, okay, you get like cheaper TV. It's still gonna work like for some years. That's something, right? But then what you really need to be on the lookout for are the scammers, right? Because they know the hype, they know everyone's kind of making rush decisions. So beware of SMS messages, any email from the brands, the companies that you checked. Your email has probably already been leaked, or it's gonna leak, during during those shopping fever days. So that's really important because that's the real danger here. Not the manufacturers. They still give you the product. They still provide you something, but you can lose your credit card details, your personal information when you are shopping. You can I don't know. It could end really badly, like with malware or trojans on your computer, just because you urgently clicked on some
an
link,
ad or something. Malvertising, I guess.
There's like so many dangers out there. So
Yeah, I also wanted to mention back to away from the scammer stuff that CNN already 10 years ago quoted a survey of stores, and 93% of them said that they were offering year-old products for a discount. So that's also something we should look for in stores. I mean, I usually think I'm informative enough about my purchase, and I do know that it's a year old, but it's not that old for me. So I'm probably gonna still buy a TV that is a 1-year-old TV and not a new one. But this is the thing as well. Not only hiking the prices artificially beforehand or selling stuff that is made from cheaper details or whatnot, but also it might be a year-old model of a phone or of a TV set.
Selling
But
things.
I don't mind buying a year-old TV. It's fine.
Well, yeah, selling.
We've had
things.
episodes about tech adoption before, and I said that I'm not a enthusiast. I'm not an early adopter.
But you are a smart buyer. I don't think many people are like that. Okay, maybe when it comes to like more expensive tech, yeah, maybe there's like more, kind of decision. There's more information, more research goes into making the decision. But I buy a lot. I buy cheap, something that I wouldn't miss, like 10 euros, 20 euros. I don't care, So I buy it, gives me the joy of having a new thing. Money doesn't bring me joy, just having something new brings me joy. So then, okay, I lost my money. Maybe it wasn't worth it, but It brought me
It is
joy,
what it
so.
is. Money is there to be spent.
Goes. It comes and goes.
I also have bought so many devices in the past that I don't really use or need. I have many, like AirPods, PlayStation that I turn on like once a month. Have I think 2 different tablets, iPad and Samsung, like 3 or 4 phones. Couple of smart watches, you name it. I have a lot. 2 TVs, one is off all the time.
You need 2.
Yeah, you need for different rooms.
Of course.
Yeah,
we have in our family unit we have made the decision to have only one TV downstairs. That's it.
Very good.
Watch it together as family.
Well, I will be buying my Garmin, and I will be happy about it.
I support.
I can't. Thank you very much.
That's the one device that I really use all the time.
Yeah, I can't wait.
We're actually, again, in our family unit, we're actually thinking of buying an air fryer.
Yes.
No.
And air fryers are the best.
No, don't buy.
Why?
We already talked about this. How did you come up with the decision? Not because it's good, just because like you saw a lot of random recipes on TikTok. If you have an oven, it works the same way. Don't need. Yes,
I'm an air fryer fanatic. We don't turn on our oven anymore. We just use the air fryer. And air fryers are apparently one of the best things to buy in Black Friday deals.
No.
Well, on that,
actively disagree. Everyone my age, at least, is either running a marathon, buying a lot of plants, or embracing the cooking in the air fryer. Yes, that's the.
I don't know. We were thinking about buying it for a long time. We kind of postponed the decision numerous times, and now I saw a deal on a local marketplace, like 50% off, and I like a responsible buyer. I checked on other marketplaces, and yes, the original price is really the one that the deal is on. So. It's the same model and everything, so I think we're getting it. Yeah.
I support.
I do not.
And you don't know the details. My oven is a bit off, so
right.
That's why I can't replace it so quickly.
Okay. Right. So
Yeah, UFOs.
Yes! Now on to the next and final topic of today's podcast, which is unidentified anomalous phenomena.
Yes.
Yes!
UFOs.
Otherwise commonly known as UFOs.
I'm sorry, I will keep calling it UFOs.
But the
It's
reason
still
why-
flying.
but the
No, that's the reason why they are calling it anomalous.
they could
because,
be in the water.
the majority, well, not majority, a lot of
Fish
sightings,
fly through the
they've
water.
been like near the water, and that was like actually spotted by the Navy, members. And because like so much of ocean we haven't, investigated and researched and discovered, and it's really deep. So that's one of the biggest theories, that it would be easier for them to kind of actually come through the ocean or like into the ocean from the sky. That's why they don't even call that flying or aerial anymore. That's anomalous.
Yeah, supposedly we came from the ocean. So maybe there's things we were fish and then we climbed out of the ocean one, right?
I
Nice
see.
one. That's why we yappa 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 all the time.
I see the connection.
You see so maybe there's little extraterrestrial there's beings under there that just anyway.
Go on, dig that hole. Dig that hole.
dig.
Yeah, go on.
No. I'm not very.
So why are we
clear-
talking about this week?
Why are we talking about this week? Because there was a hearing
Uh-huh.
this week.
Where?
In the Capitol Hill.
Yes, I remember now. With John
Kozlowski.
John,
Kozlowski, sorry.
the head chief UFO hunter.
To be more precise, he is the leader of All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office.
Arrow, yeah.
Arrow. It was it's a new organization. It was established only like 2 years ago in July of 2022, essentially as part of government attempt to be more transparent about all the investigation of those UAP sightings, right? So the hearing was so boring, actually.
It was so boring.
It was so boring. Obviously, a lot of material is still highly classified, so I doubt even if there would be any juicy details or findings, right? We probably wouldn't hear about it. But essentially, the agency, they are sitting on, I think, 1,600 documents dating, nearly 100 years back, because the government has been researching the topic for decades. It's just that it only recently became more transparent after the leaks of the videos in, I think it was 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Now all those efforts to investigate UAPs are more transparent and more public, but essentially, so they are looking through tons of data, and no surprise here, they haven't discovered any verifiable evidence of extraterrestrial intelligence existing out there.
I think the one part from Kozlowski's testimony is true. I mean, probably more parts are true, but I like that one because I think it sums up the status quo pretty well. So even though he made clear that there have been no cases, like you say, of verifiable alien objects, it doesn't mean that they do not exist. And that's where we are. And we have been at this point for many years now already. So nothing really changes. Transparency-wise, I believe there's a correlation between a lot of crazies coming into government in the United States and their obsession with conspiracy theories and wanting everything to be declassified. So that could be one good outcome. Everything would be declassified. The Roosevelt thing, the bases, the everything. Then I do honestly believe that they will find nothing because there has been nothing. We've been flying to space. We've been pointing telescopes to the sky. And for 60, 70 years, we've found nothing.
Well, John, I can't say his last name.
Kozlowski.
Kozlowski said that these things are only kind of classified, well, not only, but these things are classified because the location and the method in which you're capturing these UAPs is sensitive, not necessarily because there's something crazy going on in these documents or this footage or whatnot.
It's also
a lot of them, they have been happening near the nuclear sites and
military
whatnot.
bases. So there's
strategic objects like power plants.
Yeah, so they maybe this unidentified anomalous phenomenon.
Phenomenon.
Oh, it sounded like QAnon, by the way. but a lot of these videos are, like you say, are taken next to military bases or nuclear bases. So what's the conclusion in my head? So, and also I think in the heads of many lawmakers out there, being concerned about these objects being not of extraterrestrial kind, but maybe they're coming from China or Russia.
We don't know.
Or before the Soviet Union. Yeah, and all these hearings and constant attempts to find out the truth and constant claims that something is being hidden from us, classified. They're classified, I think, because there's a military component to that. And also, I do believe that the government just doesn't know and is probably embarrassed about it. So they keep trying to show that they are trying to find out the truth.
So many things are true here, and we know from the early 20th century, right, that people would be really ridiculed for just kind of speaking up about seeing something strange. Then someone would say, oh, you are a loony, and there was a government effort also to kind of make these people look crazy. And the thing is, as you said, we can neither prove neither deny the extraterrestrial origin of those things, and that's why it's so important to kind of just analyze and investigate those sightings, because there's something either flying or in the ocean, some technology, some phenomena that we can't identify, we can't understand, but obviously something was happening, and we need to find out what that was to kind of rule out whether that's a threat or not to our
National
country,
security.
to our people, humanity, like nuclear sites and whatnot. And many of those reportings in the past, they've been deemed and they've been traced to some, let's say, natural phenomena, something with the lightning,
Balloons.
Birds, spying effort by adversaries, right, and whatnot. But that's the rest of the cases that actually kind of piques our interest here. And I think that the community out there is essentially really, really kind of excited, I think, not about finding the answer, but just the anticipation of maybe we'll discover something within our lifetimes, right? And we know there was life, that's for sure, but we as humanity, we don't really go far. We aren't even on Mars yet, right? So in terms of galaxy, we are nothing and no one, and we don't see far. And when we do see, the pictures are not of good resolution. There's not enough data to rule something out, to say that, oh, it doesn't exist extraterrestrial like life, or it does exist. We're not that strong technologically yet to kind of rule out that possibility. We know that life was on Mars, right? So horrible to say that it isn't somewhere else, right, on some planet that we can't actually kind of put our foot on just now.
Yeah, but imagine a head of a imaginary commission or whatnot, called something like Religious Truths Commission, and saying that there's no verifiable evidence that God exists, but we cannot deny it.
Yes.
So to me, aliens and God is the same thing. Bollocks.
Well, I don't know. I was a bit skeptical around all of this kind of UFO, UAP stuff. I understand, since you explained it to me, it's unidentified, so it could be from a different country, or it could be, something that we just don't know what it is. But when I was reading a little bit of the book, UFO, is it called?
Yeah, by journalist Garrett Graff,
Mhm.
by the fact, really a good book. It
Yeah,
talks
I read
about
it too. Yeah.
talks about all the sightings and all government effort to investigate it in the past 100 or so years.
And I learnt of Dr. John Mack. This what I found really interesting. He interviewed 100 people for his book Abduction, which talks about people being abducted, supposedly abducted
It
by.
talks about people talking about their abduction.
Exactly, supposedly being abducted or whatnot. And that was something that I found interesting and a bit. I understand the criticism behind that because he's a psychiatrist and a writer, right? And is it safe? Because he was writing it, and he said in like the foreword that he got so invested in the topic and in these stories and in these people's lives that he wrote in a way that maybe didn't allow the readers to make up their own minds about aliens and whatnot. So I don't know. I just thought that was interesting and maybe a bit bollocksy.
So is there a giant conspiracy at play here? Is something being hidden from us?
I don't think
is.
so.
It is. A lot of information is classified. What you're talking about? Yes, a lot, like the majority.
But is it like a giant conspiracy theory?
Yes,
And
there
why
are
is it
always.
also only so prevalent in the United States, these whole discussions about aliens existing or not? Do other countries...
Because they do have commissions and agencies and institutes that talk about this grant, and we will have an article about that by SETI Institute, that's short for Searching for Extraterrestrial Intelligent Life, and they just gave a grant to a bunch of creators who are gonna like do sci-fi, I don't know, like novels or movies. We had interviews with them, gonna publish the article maybe soon in like a week or so, just kind of reimagining how that intelligent life from outer space could look like, how we could interact, because a lot of people and discourse around any kind of alien activities there is stigmatized. The Men in Black, where it came from, the whole
X-Files.
Not but it came from the supposedly conspiracy that there would be people from the government coming to the abductees' house saying that you should shut up, and then kind of trying to, if they do speak up, would try to destroy their like public image, ridicule them, like leading this whole thing for the ridicule, back like in the 50s or even earlier. So that would be Men in Black from the government trying to kind of shush people
who would come and wipe your memory.
Not wipe like in the movie, but threaten, to sue you, to kind of come after your family, your wealth, your job, but not. There are like a lot of ways to shush a person, right?
Mm-hmm.
But was this really happening? No. Again, no one knows, right? I mean, were people coming to...
The whole topic, there are so many truths and facts and conspiracies and lies around it, right? I've seen reports of people and experts debunking Men in Black. I've saw some articles actually saying that this did happen. Government would be in touch with people who allegedly were abducted by aliens. And, just to believe that, okay, someone from some governmental institution called someone who claimed they've seen an alien. Well, that could be easily true, right? Because if we see any UAP activity as a threat to national security, then you probably could expect a call from someone, from the Pentagon. No,
I don't know.
Yeah, that's
another
reasonable.
thing that's really hard to prove or deny.
Yeah.
Yeah, this whole thing, half-truths, maybe a bit of lying, a bit of making stuff up. Sounds a lot of like X, the social media platform these days.
But that's so cool, because there's a lot of place for imagination here, and we have a lot of good books and movies based, on this mind-boggling, like Free Body Problem. It's amazing. A lot of it is factual, the rest of what we don't know, they kind of build up on that, and it gets us excited. It gets us, wanting to actually go to Mars and watch through James Webb telescope, which is also a new one, just proving, that we don't really know the galaxy or other galaxies, we are surrounded by. We're just so small, and we don't
We
have
know
that.
nothing.
We know nothing.
Yeah, but again, 95% of sightings happen in the United States, and I wonder why. I don't know. I think I don't want to generalize, but there's
There were
there's a lot of
reported
people.
ones.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's true. Maybe China has
There
even
was
more,
a
but
few in the
that's not
UK.
public.
There was a few.
Yeah,
in the
there were a
UK.
few in the UK, in Russia,
Mexico.
France, everywhere. Yeah,
but
but Americans are very keen to report those.
they are more vocal about it. They would go to local
Media,
newspaper,
yeah.
right? And then we bet the same what did happen in the Cold War period in the USSR, right? It's just that there was an Iron Dome there. So what do we know? What happened?
An actual random.
Yes.
Yeah, more like Iron Curtain, but it's fine.
No, Iron Dome.
Okay.
Right.
Curtain you can easily.
There's if you're interested, guys, you can watch a whole bunch of UAP
Yeah.
related documentaries, if I may call them that, on Netflix of all places, because I've counted. There's 11 or 12 documentaries about UFOs and UPAs on Netflix. They're called
UPAs.
Top Secret UFO Projects Declassified. They use the word UFO, so screw that. Encounters, the Manhattan alien abduction, Files of the Unexplained, Ancient Aliens, Unsolved Mysteries, of course.
Ancient alien.
And there's the recent added Investigation Alien. So, yeah, here you go. You can watch all of that.
And you can read that book.
Yeah, I think better
yeah.
read. I watched one of those, the abduction something.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not good.
They're all a bit sensational, I guess.
They are sensational, so it's better to kind of get into those. Or if you want this book, UFO by Garrett Graff, it's a bit more factual. There's fact heavy. But if you want, the factual book that reads more like a novel, I would suggest Louis Elizondo, Imminent. He was an intelligence officer at the Pentagon for 20 over years, right? And then
He testified as well. Yeah.
he testified he left the Pentagon so he could actually declassify some of the material that he could declassify and then speak about it. And he's again a bit more sensational, but sticks to documents and facts.
All right, so
I can't prove it. I can't deny.
yeah,
That's what bamboozles me about this topic is
But there's good
it
content,
can be
but not
hidden.
every UAP related content is good. That's
of
for
course.
sure.
That's a bit like Hitler is still living in Brazil stuff for me, or Argentina. Anyways,
Right, okay. so-
no. Well, I did the age thing.
okay, right.
Even if we cannot prove or deny, do you believe extraterrestrial life exists and visits Earth?
No.
You?
I believe it exists, but I don't know if we are important enough for them to visit us.
Yeah.
I
We are
I
important.
don't
We
think
are humans.
we can be that arrogant and egocentric to think that we are the only life in the whole cosmos.
Agreed.
And also, if there's someone else thousands of light years ahead, that they would specifically pick us to visit. What we are so interesting. We kind
We're
of yap
boring.
about the Black Friday deals. That's
And
not,
podcasts.
that's
what
nothing.
the hell are
It
podcasts?
doesn't mean anything when it comes to universe or technological advance. And if they can visit us from that far ahead, that means that they are way more technologically advanced than we are. So why would you go so far to watch apes? You wouldn't.
The cavemen, Planet of the Apes, yeah. Okay,
Oh, so insulting.
great. Well, thank you for listening in, if you've made it this far. I've been Neve Ansel and I will be Neve Ansel. This is Ginteris Radauskas and Jurgita Lapanita. We will see you next week. Goodbye for now and peace out.